everyone to the first episode, Bold Truth, from the big screen. I'm your host, Jeremiah Sojourney. I'm excited to explore the powerful truth behind some of the most iconic movie quotes. It's said that art imitates life. Okay, or is it the other way around? Either way, movies have the power to reflect our deepest fear, desire, and truths about the world we live in. And nowhere is this more evident than in the unforgettable quotes that have become ingrained in our cultural consciousness. In this episode, we'll be taking a closer look at one of the most powerful quotes from Pulp Fiction. It's a quote that epitomizes the struggle between good and evil. Quotes from Pulp Fiction. The never-ending battle between right and wrong. But the quote also speaks to something deeper, something that goes beyond the boundaries of the big screen. Can you feel it? It speaks to the fundamental truths that we all face in our lives right now. The struggle to do what's right, to help those in need, and to seek justice for the wrongs that have been done. Now. But beware, dear listener. This is not for the faint of heart. It speaks to the darkest, most profound truths about the human condition.
You there? What day is it?
The path of righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, where he is truly his brother's keeper, the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. You will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. This quote is packed with so much wisdom and truth, right now. Oof, I felt that. Did you? It's hard to know where to start, but let's break it down bit by bit. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. This line acknowledges the fact that doing what's right isn't always easy. It means standing up against those who are selfish or doing wrong, and it can be difficult and a lonely road.
Shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness.
As you may know, there has been a lot of debate recently surrounding the use of facial recognition technology, right? Now, on the one hand, proponents argue this technology can help grow law enforcement, catch criminals, and increase public safety. On the other hand, opponents argue that the technology is inaccurate, biased, and poses an evil threat to civil liberty. For example, the Detroit man, named Robert Williams, was arrested and held for 30 hours based solely on a false match by facial recognition technology. Could have been 30 years. This incident has sparked widespread concern about the potential for these systems to misidentify innocent people. Could have been 30. Perpetuate systematic racism. Might as well be. Controversy of the country. Controversy surrounding facial recognition technology is a complex issue, right? Let's not get into it. With passionate opinions on both sides. Are you on the side for or against it? Which one?
You there?
It highlights the importance of careful consideration and regulation when it comes to implementing new technologies that have the potential to impact our society in a significant way. On the side for or against it? As a young black man growing up in the impoverished streets of Compton, John had always dreamed of becoming a doctor. He knew that his chances of success very slim. With the odds stacked against him, and few role models to look up to. But he refused. Let his circumstances hold him back. Together with two of his closest friends, Marcus and Tyler, John poured his heart and soul into his studies, determined to rise above the violence, poverty, and systematic racism surrounded. Yes. Now, they studied late into the night, sacrificing sleep, social lives to master their coursework and score top marks at the MCAT. Despite their best efforts, however, they face constant obstacles and setbacks. The school, woefully underfunded, lacking basic resources and support other students took for granted.
What day is it?
They struggled to find mentors who truly understood their struggles and could provide meaningful guidance. And they faced stereotypes and discrimination and those who doubted their ability to succeed, even from their own circle. Wow.
You there?
But still they persevered. They learned and leaned on each other for support, encouraged one another, keep pushing, and refused to give up on their dream. They formed a tight-knit bond to withstand anything.
What day is it? You there? What day is it?
As they prepared to take their final exams and apply to medical school, John, Marcus, and Tyler couldn't help but feel a sense of nervous excitement. Yeah, they had come far. Now, their hard work was about to pay off in a big way.
You there?
And they knew that the road ahead would be long and fraught with challenges. Would their determination and grit be enough
You there?
to see them through?
What day is it?
Only time will tell. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. John, Marcus, and Tyler had fought tooth and nail to become doctors, despite the systemic racism, poverty faced in their home of Compton. But as they waited anxiously for the results of their residency placements, they couldn't help but feel the weight of the obstacles they had overcome. Meanwhile, across town, protesters rallied against the use of facial recognition technology,
You there?
arguing
What
that
you
it
there?
perpetuated systematic
What
racism
day
and
is it?
violated civil liberties. Story of Robert Williams, wrongfully arrested based on a false face match, had brought the issue into a national conversation. Face match from a computer. What do they know? The path of righteousness, it seemed, was a rocky one indeed. Over the speakers, John looked over at his friends and felt a sense of pride, solidarity. They had made it this far through hard work and determination. Though setbacks and struggles, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead on their journey towards justice and equality. For the righteous man, there was no turning back. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. This quote is packed with so much wisdom and truth, it's hard to know where to start, but let's break it down bit by bit. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and tyranny of evil men. This line acknowledges the fact that doing right isn't always easy, but it means standing up now against those who are selfish or doing wrong. It can be a difficult and lonely road. Blessed is he, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. This part of the quote speaks to the importance of being a compassionate and caring individual, willing to help those who are struggling. If you want to become your biggest superhero,
That's the last thing to go. That's the final hiding.
if you want to become your biggest superhero, you must first face your worst enemy, yourself. Don't be fooled by false promises of comfort and security. The only way to truly overcome your limitations is to confront them head on. No matter how daunting the task may seem, but don't worry, because of all the tools you need to succeed are already within you, waiting to be unlocked by the right command. So now, yes, take action now, today. Command your mind now. Become the hero you always meant to be. But, yes, beware, because your greatest ally can quickly become your deadliest foe. And I will strike down upon thee great vengeance and furious anger, who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. From the movie Pulp Fiction, it's a powerful statement that captures the idea of avenging wrongs against oneself or one's community. This statement speaks to the idea of justice and retribution, which is a fundamental concept in many cultures around the world. The idea is that someone does something harmful or destructive to another person or group of people, they will eventually suffer the consequences for their actions. The phrase, "And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee," from the film Pulp Fiction represents a deep and profound understanding of universal principles that govern our human experience. In the ancient wisdom teachings, the concept of justice and retribution have always been intimately linked to the spiritual path of self-realization. The idea behind the phrase is that justice and retribution are not merely human concepts, but originate from deeper universal principles that transcend the boundaries of human understanding. As such, the pursuit of justice and the quest for spiritual fulfillment are inseparably linked, and one cannot be achieved without the other. By invoking the name of the Lord in this phrase, one acknowledges the divine nature of justice and retribution. This recognition serves as a potent reminder that the pursuit of justice is not merely for personal gain or human gratification, but serves as a higher purpose in the grand scheme of things. In essence, the phrase, "And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee," represents a profound insight into the nature of justice and the human quest for spiritual fulfillment. Our action, us, we, then, who, why, now, her, him, everyone.
Everyone's actions. The consequences are not
merely limited to the physical realm, but are a part of a larger cosmic web that connects us to the divine nature of the universe. And with that, we close the first episode of Real Talk, Bold Truths from the Big Screen. There is nothing quite so good as a good suspense story. So, dear listeners, let's take a step back and appreciate the power of these words. Not just as a movie quote, but as a reflection of the truth and wisdom that we can all strive to embody in our lives now. And join me next time on Real Talk, Bold Truths from the Big Screen, as we dwell into the deep meanings of another iconic movie. Next week, we'll be diving into another classic film and dissecting a quote that has moved audiences for generations. So be sure, tune in, dear listeners, for another thrilling episode of Real Talk. The suspense, only getting started.
You there. What day is it?